I'm 78 years old, and I've spent the last 3 years waking up to a silence so heavy it feels like a physical weight. My wife Sarah and I were married for 52 years. If you had asked me on our 50th anniversary if I was a good husband, I would have said yes without hesitating. I provided a beautiful home, I was faithful, and we rarely raised our voices in anger. We were what people call a solid couple. But standing here now, at the finish line of my life, I realize that solid is often just a polite word for frozen. I made the mistake of thinking that as long as I wasn't doing anything wrong, I was doing everything right. I treated our marriage like a house I had finished building 40 years ago. I thought as long as the roof didn't leak, I didn't need to check the foundation. I fell into the trap of autopilot, believing that the relationship would just sustain itself because we'd been together so long. I thought we had an unlimited supply of tomorrows, so I stopped investing in today. The biggest threat to your heart isn't a massive explosion. It's the slow, quiet erosion of intimacy. Sarah used to suggest the smallest things, a walk around the neighborhood, a new recipe, or just sitting on the porch to watch the sunset. And like Peter, I always had a reason to say no. I was too tired from work, or there was a game on, or I simply thought those moments were unremarkable. I didn't realize that love isn't found in the grand gestures, but in those tiny, boring requests for attention. Eventually, Sarah stopped asking. That's the most terrifying part. When your partner grows silent, not because they're happy, but because they've resigned themselves to being alone while sitting right next to you. We became roommates who shared a calendar and a grocery list, but we stopped sharing our souls. I was physically present, but emotionally, I was on another planet. I took her presence for granted, assuming she would always be the one waiting in the kitchen when I came home. When Sarah was diagnosed, the someday I had been banking on evaporated in an instant. Suddenly, the pottery classes she wanted to take and the trips she dreamed of were no longer impractical. They were impossible. In her final weeks, she looked at me with a kindness that hurt more than anger ever could. She told me she didn't want me to do things out of obligation. She just wanted me to want to be with her. I found a note she'd tucked away years ago. It wasn't a list of complaints. It was a list of things she loved about the version of me I used to be, the man who was curious about her. It broke me to realize I had let that man die while I was still breathing. I realized that I had wasted decades being right about our schedule or our budget, instead of being close to her heart. I had won every argument, but lost the person I was arguing with. If I could go back to any of those 5,000 mornings we shared, I wouldn't change our house or our bank account. I would change my words. I spent 50 years saying, "I love you" out of habit, but I never said the one thing that actually matters. I see you. I didn't tell her every morning, "I see the sacrifices you're making. I see the beauty in your ordinary day, and I am still curious about who you are becoming today." I thought providing a paycheck was the same as providing a partnership, but I was wrong. A paycheck doesn't make someone feel visible. Attention does. I regret not asking her about her dreams every single morning, even after 40 years, because dreams change, and I had stopped keeping track. I regret choosing my phone or my stress over the living, breathing person who was trying to reach me across the dinner table. I was a good husband by the world's low standards, but I was an inadequate partner. You might be in your 30s or 40s watching this, thinking you have plenty of time to fix your marriage or your relationship. You don't. One of you will die first, and you don't get a do-over. Don't wait for a cardiac event or a diagnosis to wake you up to the person sleeping next to you. Don't let your legacy be a collection of achievements that no one will remember in 5 years, while the person who loved you most felt invisible in their own home. I'm 78, and my house is perfectly organized. My bills are paid, and I am utterly alone. Don't be like me. Go into the other room right now. Look at your partner, really look at them, and choose to be curious again. Ask them a real question. Take the trip. Say yes to the walk, and stop being so concerned with being right. Because later is a lie, and the clock is ticking for both of you. Love is something you do every day, not something you felt once and then put on a shelf. Ask them a real question. Take the trip, say yes to the walk, and stop being so concerned with being right. Because later is a lie, and the clock is ticking for both of you. Love is something you do every day, not something you felt once and then put on a shelf.